Magic the Gathering Online and Daybreak Games are hosting a 5K for all of the MTGO creators, and the format is vintage. Okay, welcome Vintage Gamers to the very first Vintage Creator Showdown hosted by Daybreak Games and Magic the Gathering Online. Today, 35 of your favorite MTGO creators will be battling it out in a double elimination vintage tournament for up to $5,000 in prizes. Today, every competitor is required to stream the event. So once we finish our round, by all means, hop around. We're going to check out lots of the live matches that are ongoing. And after a few rounds, there will be a main broadcast hosted on the Magic Online channel with Admirable and Echo Baron. So I'm probably going to rewatch all of that content at some point as well, because that should be a really, really strong cast. For me, the interesting thing coming into this tournament is that it is an open deck list tournament. Because every player is streaming their deck list anyways, it makes sense that all the deck lists are open. With open deck list, you don't typically find that in vintage tournaments very often. And I think it's typically a good thing that it's not found in vintage tournaments very often, because it hampers and hurts, in my opinion, a whole set of vintage decks. Basically, the very linear and non-blue decks of the format thrive because the cards required to beat them are very different than the, quote unquote good hands of a blue deck. To beat Dredge, you need very specific cards or combo-oriented plans. To beat Mono White Initiative, you need to make sure you're countering, a very generic mana rock early. These kind of decks really struggle if your opponent knows you're on them and can adjust their mulligans and their play patterns accordingly. And so I've kind of taken that into consideration here when I built this deck list for the tournament. This is just my showcase 75, except I've made some changes. I have a Strip Mine, a Soul Guide Lantern, and a Hurkyl's Recall in the main. And I had cut a Sensei's Top, a Momentum Breaker, and a Trainer for those cards. These cards are not generic, but they are pointed, powerful answers at specific non-linear, or I keep saying non-linear, but non-blue linear strategies. By having access to Strip Mine, Soul Guide Lantern, if my opponent reveals in their open deck list that they are on Bazaar of Baghdad, I have much more powerful cards to mulligan to. If my opponent reveals they're on a Lurrus Shops deck, I have another really powerful card to mulligan to. And so the idea here is that by playing these pointed answers in my deck that already is pretty good at utilizing pointed answers with all of its tutoring and stock-ups, I can have an advantage as a blue deck over the linear strategies. That being said, I got kind of kicked in the in the nuts here because people did not register what I thought they would register. Only 3 Mono White Initiative players and 0 Bazaar players. At one point there was 1 Dredge player, but I believe they had to drop out from the event. So the Strip Mine and the Soul Guide Lantern not as good with no Bazaar going on, and the Hurkyl's Recall not as good with less artifact decks. There are still some, 1, 2, plus all the Fleshmaker Shops decks. Hurkyl's is still going to be pretty good against those decks. And it's not like Soul Guide Lantern is bad versus this pile of Lurrus decks here. There's a lot of Lurrus decks here, 17 Lurrus decks. And some of them even better than others. I guess this Soul Guide Lantern will be quite good against these Hermit Druid players. So yeah, I think, I wouldn't say that this metagame shaped out exactly as I thought it would. I thought there would be a little bit more people who were playing generically strong linear decks because they were newer to the format. But we actually have a pile of creators here, and I would say maybe half of them have already played Vintage before, and a bunch of them are Vintage Challenge regulars. So this is actually going to be fairly competitive from the level of play side. I am looking at a bunch of very powerful names, generically strong wizards, and of course, Vintage regulars. So as we go through today, we'll pop around to all these different streams and see what we want to watch. If you're watching the YouTube video, make sure you check out your favorite streamers' VODs and see how it goes for them. And yeah, this link is in chat with !! Showdown. So that's my plan today. This is basically my bread and butter PO list for the moment. I did have a recent challenge last night where I went second place with a Fleshraker PO stock-up deck. So maybe there's some more experimenting to do still, but for now, I think that this kind of blue card drawing combo control list is definitely where I like to play to play Vintage, and so that's what we're doing today. I will see you in round 1 of this 6-round double elimination MTGO Creator Showdown 5K. The legendary NYSE Open returns to Long Island in New York. This 9th installment will be a 15 proxy, $500 entry fee tournament where the top 8 will return home with 8 pieces of real unlimited power. Black Lotus, Ancestral Recall, Time Walk, and all 5 Moxens will be part of this celebration of Vintage. At 100 players, there'll be an additional wacky draft with classic booster packs from Ice Age to Onslaught, the NYC trophy, Karn altars, $1,000 in giveaways, dealers, and much, much more. Check out the link below for all the details. I hope to see you there. Let's battle. Round 1 of this Vintage Creator Showdown, we are up against Tandy MTG, and Tandy is on the Terabad / Echo Baron Lurrus Grixis Underworld Breach deck. So we're looking at Underworld Breach, Brain Freeze, Black Lotus as the main combo. We're looking at a bit of a controlling Lurrus shell with some Psychic Frogs as a backup plan. Full 4 stock up with 6 forces, 2 Pyroblast main, 2 Spell Pierce main. This deck is pretty much built to prey on my blue-black Lurrus deck. So it's gonna be crazy. Yes, I will not be looking at chat during the event because competitive integrity. So here we go. Vintage Creator Showdown, round 1 versus Tandy. Lurrus v. Lurrus action, where I would definitely say my list is unfavored. But we'll do our best. Saga Gaming, Vexing Bauble, Force of Will. Yeah, seems reasonable. Lorien Revealed as well. All right, I'll see you chat in a little bit. Hopefully you enjoy. Let's see what we got. Cats. I'm going to keep my hand. Lots of good draws. Mox is a really good draw from here. Saga Gaming versus Saga Gaming. Love it. Back to a format of past. Key already found. And a Jap. It's not good, because if my opponent can make construct tokens and I can't, it's not great. But I do have a dress down in my deck. Stock up. The question is, do I want to spend my Mana Vault mana to play a Bauble and a... I can't really play a Bauble here, actually. It just looks pretty bad. So I guess I'll just play a Mana Vault. Because if my opponent just like jams a Time Vault and I have no way to force it, it'd be pretty bad for me. Let's see if my opponent's on create constructs or not. Because I'm not going to be able to make constructs unless I draw extra mana sources. Can't Flusterstorm a stock up from here either, which is kind of unfortunate. Yeah. I'm going to counter this. Trying to figure out what I want to pitch. I'm going to pitch this Flusterstorm. I don't think I'm ever going to have the mana for it. I think stock up's just like, you just counter it there. And I'm still have this Vexing Bauble anyways, so. I drew a Mishra's Bauble. All right. I think I want to ramp here. I think I'm going to use my Mana Vault to cycle my Lorien Revealed and get a blue land. And then I will play a Vexing Bauble and a Mishra's Bauble and Time Walk. And I will see where that leads me. Because I could get to a point where I can like PO with a Bauble out or something like that. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Underground Sea. I guess I could stock up, but I don't think I like that very much. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to play this into a fast mana situation. It doesn't really help my fast mana situation. I can brainstorm it away. I can get a key and untap and stock up. I could just crack Bobble. I'm just gonna crack this Bobble in response and then see what cards I have. Oh, Force, interesting. Okay, change of plans here. I'm gonna get my key, and I'm gonna go Ruby, untap, stock up, dress down, blue land, Soul Ring, Momentum Breaker. I like blue land, dress down. If I get Soul Ring land, I can buy Lurrus. But I kind of want one of these two removal spells. I mean, maybe Momentum Breaker land is better, because I can just Momentum Breaker one of the cards away now. And I'm still going towards Lurrus. Next turn, I'm a mana away from playing Lurrus and looping Bauble. And they're pretty much incentivized to not play creatures at this point. And I still have a Force for a combo. They have 3 cards in hand, and they're drawing a Volcanic Island. I don't know, I kind of like the spot. It was an interesting game from my standpoint. I had a lot of different lines I could have taken. Am I recording? I am recording. That's good. Without my inner Geo Wizard. My opponent, of course, can, like... Do they have a Vexing Bauble in their deck? Oh, they don't have a Vexing Bauble in their deck. That's really good for me. I was gonna say they could go like Vexing Bauble, Time Vault or something. Vexing Bauble, stock up. So 2 unknowns, a Volcanic Island. This is searching. There's no Sensei's Top, right? So it's really just Black Lotus, probably. Because you want to have the Breach kill. Yeah. They could buy Lurrus, play Lurrus, rebuy Lurrus, but I have a Momentum Breaker. I don't think I'm forcing a Lurrus from this spot, but I guess I could force a Lurrus from this spot as well. I don't think I would, though, with Momentum Breaker. So that's a land they didn't have, so there's still only one other card in their hand, but they might just buy Lurrus, play Lurrus here. I could see it. I think I'd be pretty okay with that. I'm pretty far from Lurrus rebuy Bauble, which is something I'd like to do, because it's going to help prevent the Breach kill. Maybe this was greedy. Cracking Lotus. Dig Through Time. Hard Cast Force, last card, possibly. They just used their Lotus for this? That seems like a mistake. I mean, the only reason you would do it this way is because you have Hard Cast Force, right? But wait, there's a Volcanic Island in their hand, right? We looked at their hand. I believe we looked at their hand with a Vexing Bauble. And they drew... Yeah, alright. I'm just gonna force this. I don't know why they used their Lotus then. They have all this other mana. Okay, that was weird. They can still buy Lurrus, but it's not very good anymore. Okay, I think my opponent had a mistake in sequencing there for sure. You want to keep that Lotus in your yard. I drew the Mox, which is great. That's basically exactly what we're looking for. We do this, we do this, we buy this, we play this. I can't get the Vexing Bauble this turn, but I can get a Mishra's Bauble, and I get to look at their top card. They're drawing dead. The game is over. Next turn, I loop the Momentum Breaker on their Lurrus. Or just play a Vexing Bauble. Or I just get Volky. You know, whatever works. Okay. For what it's worth, I don't think my opponent's loss of Lotus there lost in the game or anything. They drew blank blank here. But yeah, I would say you want to try to keep this Lotus. Even if you're digging, I think digging is actually more important than I think digging is more important than Lurrus here. So what I would do is I would try to bait Force of Will out of my hand with this Lurrus. It doesn't really cost you anything to do that. And then if your opponent does counter the Lurrus, it means you have a better chance of resolving Dig Through Time. All right, so I'm playing against Lurrus Breach. My opponent has Consigns, Pyros, Nihils, 4 Pyroblast. Holy shit. Excuse me. 4 Pyroblast is crazy. Holy moly. All right, 4 Pyroblast. What does that want? What do I want? What does that mean? They don't have draw spells really either. They have just Frog. Some Baubles. I'm gonna bring in Lanterns and Flusterstorms. I'm gonna take out Strip Mine. Only hits Saga. Don't think that's worth it. I'm gonna take out Hercule's Recall. I'm gonna leave in the other Lantern. I'm gonna play Lanterns and Flusterstorms. I think these Lanterns are really nice against my opponent's deck. Obviously, they put some Frogs in the deck, so they have other ways to win other than Breach. But they're Lurrus and Breach, and Lantern's never really bad. This island can go, so maybe I want access to a Dismember for a Frog. I still don't think Bowmaster looks good here. This might be okay, though. Let's see if there's anything bad to take out. I like the Dress Down. I like the Momentum Breaker. I don't need a Chain. So maybe we'll play a Bowmaster instead of a Chain. And then... this looks pretty damn good. Took 2 lands out. All right, let's run this back here. That game was really well played, I think, from my side. We got to extract a ton of advantage. This hand is a little dicey. I'm probably keeping it, though. This much mana is hard to pass. Another Saga Gaming. Another Mox. Lotus Petal. Mishra's Bauble. Cycle Island. Probably want to crack this Bauble first, see if you want to cycle or not. But maybe you always have to cycle here, and that's why you did it. It's possible. Look at my top card. Sure. I have the Dress Down for Saga Gaming if he goes Constructs, so that's pretty good. Snapcaster does nothing on this board. So I have a Fetch Land, Mox, Emerald, Mana Vault, and then I guess we will pass, holding open Dress Down and Surveil Land. Could always Surveil Land into a Mental Misstep, theoretically. Is this another Lorien? I see. It's interesting. So 2 lands in hand for my opponent. 3 unknowns. I hope they go Saga Gaming and make Constructs. I really hope they go Saga Gaming and make Constructs. Ugh. Let me see what my sewer shows me here. Crypt. All right. This is basically worst case scenario, having a stock up here. None of my 3 Fluster Storms. Very bad for me. I was really hoping my opponent would make constructs, but it seems like they've identified the good cards. Stock up better than Urza Saga confirmed. Just kidding. Obviously, Urza Saga in this deck gets tutors for Black Lotus. Stock up's so strong. I don't know, man. This card's nuts. 4 cards. Time Walk. Uh-oh. Am I dead? No, I just didn't have any counter magic, but I don't think I was going to mulligan to counter magic or anything. This is a very strong hand. Construct. No, that's a bad sign. That's a bad sign. Am I just getting Lurrus killed or Breach killed here? They can go Breach stock up. It's pretty nuts. DT. I think I'm dead. I think my opponent just turn 2'd me. Breach. Yeah. Well, I guess I can cycle this dress down and try to draw a blue card for force. I want to let them DT though and see if they make the right choice. Okay. I have to force this, so. All right. Dress down looking for a force. Nope. Okay, I just wasn't really winning this game. Well, maybe, I don't know. Like I stock up goes for 5 deep. Ancestral Yogg. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. I just because my opponent turn 2 killed me with Breach combo doesn't really mean that it was bad for me to do what I did. Keep that hand. Maybe this Dismember is silly and I should just have another extra negation in my deck. I just really dislike negation. But maybe it's necessary. I just have to play it. It's not like I drew either of the 2 cards I would have taken out for it, though. Probably just have to play it. I really don't want to play negation against the 4 Pyroblast deck, but I don't know if I have that kind of luxury here. So I'll void these in. I think it was probably greedy anyways. Not that I got punished because I didn't keep these cards at all, so. I'm like pretty incentivized to keep heavy Mox in hands with how much action is in our deck these days. These are all cantripping. It's like really hard to not, yeah. I'm just always keeping like a grip like that. It wasn't bad. And I had pretty good Lurrus loops. Yeah, no, it is what it is. Sometimes you get vintaged. All right, game 3. On the play. My turn to have a broken hand, yeah? Can't. That is not a broken hand. But is it a keep? No, it's not even a keep. Sadly. I do have force. If I had more mana, I could probably keep this hand, vamp for Ancestral, and be able to snap back an Ancestral, but like, I think this second PO is killing this hand possibilities. If this was a mana, like even an artifact, I think this hand is fine. But without it, I think this hand is just not strong enough. I don't even have like a good Vault Key plan either. I'm just gonna mulligan this hand. This is like actually a better Vault Key plan, which is kind of funny. I think I'd rather just have this stuff. Saga Gaming, your move. This game, all 3 games have been Saga Gaming. Restricted? I don't think so. Ruby, that's not good. Soul Ring. Saga Gaming? No. You're gonna buy Lurrus? Are you gonna look at your own card? No, you're not gonna look at your own top card. You're gonna buy Lurrus? Stock up? Oh, all right. I think I just have to let this stock up go. Stock up is broken, bro. Where are my turn 1 stock up hands? How am I supposed to compete? This card's an unrestricted turn 1 dig through time. Not activating Bobble. Oh, now they're activating Bobble. My hands are just not as strong as my opponent's hands. I don't know what I was supposed to do. Paradoxical outcome. It's not very good here. I think I just jam and make them have it. Got the Force plus Pyroblast or Spell Pierce or something here. And then they have to not kill me. They brought in Steel Sabotage? I would never, ever do that. But it's base. It's very good here. It's very good here. All right, well, you have a Force too? No? All right, beat me. Beat me. Stock up. That's a good start. They don't need much. They do not need much. I mean, the person who casts the more stock ups usually wins, right? That's how good this card is. Breach. Time Walk. All right. All right. I mean, I die to a Breach here, right? Surely. I can't believe they had fucking Steel Sabotage. I had to use my Force on a Steel Sabotage instead of on their things. Breach. All right. They have Brain Freeze natural? Or are you casting stock up? I can't believe. Yeah, Steel Sabotage. Oh, they cast Time Walk. Interesting. Are you also going to cast something else? And Petal. And then blue. Oh, you just have the natural. Stock up is too good. All right. I have a 1, baby. What's the point of being a vintage gamer? Well played from Tandy. GG's. I needed to dodge a 1 mana counterspell there so that I could force on their following turn, but had the Steel Sabotage. So be it. All right, round 2 is coming up. We're up against Ryan, who is playing Grixis Lurrus PO. So this is like an unlucky monkey deck, but cutting the white. So we have 4 Thunder Trap Trainer, we have stock ups, we have 1 Flame of Venor, and then it looks like instead of 4 Theralingas, we're gonna play Volt and Key, and then sideboard only a couple Pyroblast. There is a Culligan's Command in the sideboard. That is wild. But yeah, so this looks like a little bit better for me than if it was straight up unlucky monkey PO. But I would still say this looks like another unfavorable matchup. So we're gonna try our best, see what we can do. Round 1, we had the unfavorable matchup versus a player who is a good Magic player, but doesn't play a lot of Vintage. Same here, and we'll see what we can do. All right, welcome to round 2 of this Vintage Showdown. Vintage Creator Showdown. I'm on the play. I've got a cat. Opponent's got a cat and Pyroblast. We'll see how it goes. I would say I have some experience in a Lurrus mirror, a PO mirror, but it seems recently that things have been hard. This is an interesting hand. I'm definitely keeping it, especially on the play. Let's take a quick peek at our opponent's hand. That's bad. That's very bad. Holy shit. I'm dead. So if I play Vexing Bauble, it means they get to resolve Ancestral, but it does make it hard for them to play Probe and Mana Crypts. I probably just have to do it. Maybe this Wasteland Strip Mine can save me here somehow. Underground Sea. Ancestral? Oh. Probe. Interesting. If they don't draw a blue source, this Strip Mine might just get them. Surprised they probed. But they have 2 draws here, so maybe they don't. Is this Strip Mine going to pay off in a big way? Free wins? Broken card? We'll see. I'm probably leaving this Bauble in play for as long as physically possible. Nope, they drew a blue land. I'm in pain. I'm in pain. Am I supposed to force Ancestral? It's so bad for me if I force Ancestral. I think I'm going to cast this Brainstorm because of my mana situation. Just try to be mana efficient. And they can't cast Ancestral on response because they would overdraw like crazy. Ooh. That is interesting. That's very interesting. It's very hard for me to play this, though. I don't have any mana. What am I supposed to do here? I don't want to redraw these cards. Oh, no. I'm lagging. If he goes Ancestral now, I can either crack... I have to wait one whole turn. I have to redraw all of those cards. It stinks. But I think I just have to. So that's me keep Bauble in play. I need it for the mana anyways. Oh, they're just not casting Ancestral. It's kind of bad for me. It's kind of bad for me, actually. That Brainstorm was like good, but it also was like not good. I need, because I'm just like blanking my cards for 2 turns, but I can't get rid of this Bauble because it's my only mana, and I can't. I guess I can Demonic for a land next turn, theoretically. But he just cast Ancestral in response, right? Seems really bad for me. This did not work out how I wanted it to. But my hand was a lot worse than my opponent's hand, so what's a guy to do, I guess? All right, I think I just have to DT for... I mean, I can wait one more turn. Can I wait one more turn? Like, what? Am I actually DTing just straight up for an Underground Sea? Is that really what I want to do with my life? I don't want to do that. I'm going to lose this game. I'm so far behind. My opponent's playing very slow, very nice. They didn't know about Mental Misstep, but they do know about Force. Maybe they're trying to play around Force. I like how my opponents play this game, though. Negation. Sure, now they have backup. I guess they don't have backup because I have a Vexing Bauble, but... Alright. I'm cracking this. This game went very badly. Negation on my misstep. What am I getting on this demonic tutor? What am I getting on this demonic tutor? Is it just ancestral? I mean, I could get Black Lotus and cast stock up. It's just not very good from this spot. Maybe it is good. I could get Mana Crypt, but it doesn't do anything right away. I'm probably negating their demonic tutor. I'm gonna take ancestral. They have Mana Crypt, demonic, 2 unknowns, Saga, Trainer. I'd be very surprised if I win this game, but I'll be very happy if I do. They might just go Constructs. I guess they have Mana Crypt. They can do everything. Merchant Scroll for what, like Flusterstorm? What does this get them? They use their black source for this. Does that mean they have a Pyro? They don't have a Pyro main, though. Why would they use their black source for this? Doesn't make sense. The only thing that this can get is PO and Force. If they get a second negation, they don't have a second negation, but I can't protect my Ancestral. So, I mean, they have a Mana Crypt and a DT, so their last card would have to be a blue card. But I can't protect my spell, so I'm just gonna negate this. And they play a Mana Crypt and pass, and I go Ancestral and try to stock up and win. Not bad, actually. Like, I'm going to lose to Vault Key if I don't win on my turn, but I think my opponent made a mistake here with this Undercity Sewers. I think they needed to tap this Volcanic Island. If they had tapped the Undercity Sewers here or tapped the Volcanic Island for this Merchant Scroll, it puts me in a way worse position. That's a winnable game for me now. Oh, I guess this this Merchant could have gotten Mantilba Step as well, which would have been pretty bad for me. I think I made the right play. I think my opponent unfortunately tapped the wrong blue land. I'm still not ahead in this game, but I have a chance. I have a hope and a dream. Fetch land? Wait, what? Okay, so they did the tapping was fine then because they had an extra black source. It just means that maybe this Merchant Scroll was bait. I mean, if it had gotten Mental Misstep, it was still bad for me, right? So now I think they should just DT for. I mean, they could just resolve Vault Key right now if they wanted to. Is there? I mean, they could go stock up, DT stock up. They could go DT PO. Time Walk, huh? I'm so. Oh, well, they already had the Mana Crypts, so maybe they couldn't have gone PO. I don't know how much mana they had. I'd have to go back and look. This just means they get a construct and they go buy Lurrus. This is not as good as the other choices they had. I don't really like this play. I feel like there were better things we could have DT'd for, but I'd have to recount the mana. I wasn't exactly looking at how much mana we had. Time Walk is interesting, though. Oh, they wanted to get to Vexing Bauble. I see. Interesting. And okay. I mean, that makes sense. That's a pretty justifiable reason. I mean, it might pay off big time, actually. I like that, actually. I didn't think about that line, but it's pretty sweet. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, okay. All right. There you go, Ryan. That's sick play. Okay. I didn't even think about that. Time walk, stock up. All right. At 13. This was the interaction that I always thought would be the best part about Vexing Bauble, was Urza's Saga as a PO deck getting a Vexing Bauble. I guess I could have gotten Force if I expect my opponent to crack the Bauble. I don't expect my opponent to crack the Bauble, though. If they do crack the Bauble, it's very risky, but maybe they will. I feel like they just shouldn't crack the Bauble, like they're winning on board. And if I have another counter spell, like cracking the Bauble is pretty bad for them. All right, one attack. This is my last turn here, but I have time walks and stock ups, so I think this is totally still winnable. I drew a Force anyways. So bad though. I'm gonna have to stock up into a land, I think, too. I feel like my best draw here is stock up into land key. I have to hit a land off this. Oh my god, I hit the stupid Undercity Sewers. Oh wait, I did hit Chain though. So I can go Chain Lotus. That might be enough actually. So I go Chain Lotus. I chain this. That might be enough. Wow, Chain has just been great. I mean, they could still have a counter or something, but... Do I want to hit my Jet first? Do I need this mana? If I chain, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think I do want it. So I'm gonna chain my Jet. Sack my island. Chain the Bauble. They probably crack. But I have a Force backup now. And then I go off. Am I gonna win this game? I can't Lurrus I guess I could Lurrus rebuy and hold. If they drew Force blue card, I want a PO first. I mean, I lose 1 mana to PO. I should just PO. Lurrus, Lotus, Time Walk. I'm just like worried if I get forced. Because if I get PO, if I PO for 3 and I get forced, and I can force back. If I get Lurrus, Lotus, Lurrus, Time Walk, and I have to force, it's really kind of bad. But it makes my next PO really a lot better. I think I'm supposed to go... I think I'm supposed to not play around that. I will have at least 1 rebuy as well. The only card they can have is Force, looking at their deck list. It seems like they might have it, though. That or they just are not F6 at the moment. They could easily have it, having drawn 2 cards. I'll have to force pitching PO so I can time walk, and then I have to get really lucky. But I have lots of draws still. I guess 2 stock ups and 3 POs. They did. Oh, they're going to PO in response. Wow. That's so good. I think I have to dodge Force, though. I think I just have to let it resolve and dodge Force. Yeah, I think I have to try to dodge. No, I dodged. Okay. This game was sick. I mean, I still haven't even won yet. Oh, I would have drawn the PO anyways. Wow. Cast this Lotus. Attack for 3. Pick everything up. Box. All right, this game is won. Wow. I can't believe it. That's so crazy. Lots of weird Vexing Bobble shenanigans happening here. I think I'd rather fetch out on land. And this. Blue. Recast. Win. How did I win this game? I love this deck, though. This deck just fits me like a glove. Okay, so sideboard my opponent. I mean, maybe they're going to bring in Steel Sabotage like Tandy. Pyroblasts, 2 Pyroblasts, 2 negations, up to 3 negations. Not as bad as the last matchup, it looks like. Cluster Storms, Sabotages. This is definitely a Bowmaster matchup. Strip Mine out, Island out. Chain has actually been crazy good. I cut Chain when it's like not supposed to be good. But like Chain has just been stellar every time. I think I might have been just incorrect about this card for many years. It's possible that I simply should have had this Chain in a lot of my decks over the course of the last 7 years, and I just missed it because of, you know, bad initial experiences or not understanding. Like, I don't, maybe it's because of stock up in Lurrus. That's possible, right? And maybe it's because of stock up in Lurrus. That's actually that could be very true because you have like a lot more ways to like go off, right? But this card has just been unbelievable in every week we've played it. It's just been crazy, crazy, crazy good. So something to think about. Do I care about Lantern versus this deck? No, not really. So I'm gonna leave in this chain. I mean, the only thing I want to chain is the stupid thing though. The Bobble is the only card you want to chain in the entire deck, whereas Lantern's a Moxen. Not a Moxen, but it's a Metalcraft. All right, I'm taking the chain out, but like, yeah, I just keep winning random games with chain. It's crazy. Chain has basically been everything I wanted Sink into Stupor to be, except for land, obviously. But like Sink into Stupor is just not castable most of the time, where Chain is just almost always castable. The hand's pretty good. Could die though, but seems good. Ancestral on my upkeep. Second Ancestral game. PO. That's pretty good. That's really good. Am I gonna go shields down though? Because if I go Sea, Ring, Vault. They don't have any Mind Break traps, right? No Mind Break traps. Maybe I should have had a Mind Break trap in my sideboard. I definitely should have put a Mind Break trap in my open decklist sideboard, Justin. That's just free mind games. I should have put. Ah, that's so bad. Okay, I definitely didn't prepare for this tournament as well as I'd hoped I would have. I think I'm just gonna go Sea Lotus. Go. I want to hold up Flusterstorm. They have too many cards. I can build this out a little slower. 8 cards in hand. Trainer probably. Time Walk. Do I want to fluster this Time Walk? No. I did not build my deck correctly for this tournament. I picked the wrong deck for the metagame. I did not fully utilize open deck list as well as I'd wanted to. Interesting. I might not have much time left here. Kind of need to draw a mock so I can just go for it. I guess I could Lurrus Lotus here, but I won't have enough, right? If I Flusterstorm, I won't have enough. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I don't have to Flusterstorm, I could PO Lurrus Lotus, but I think that's not gonna happen. I'm lagging again. They don't have Pyroblast up, and they don't have Flusterstorm in their deck, right? That's really good for me. I think no Flusterstorms in the 75 doesn't sound good to me. But I know Monkey doesn't play any. I'm lagging again. Come on, game. I still don't have any wins from this spot at the moment, which is pretty concerning, but I did draw a Mental Misstep, might help. Negation might help. This looks like Lurrus Lotus, hold open everything. Okay. I feel a little safer now. I don't have any concrete plans, but I have protection. I also have a Lurrus dress down loop, theoretically. It's a lot of mana. Stock up. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't really want stock up to resolve, even if I lose my Lurrus loop. I have to pitch dress down, though. I can't get rid of this misstep from the current spot. And I think this fluster is still good for this exact spot. But losing my dress down loop would be so bad for me, wouldn't it? I mean, could I let this stock up resolve? I feel like I can't let this stock up resolve. It's just too broken. 4 cards in hand. I mean, maybe I can pitch Mental Misstep. It's like so bad for me if I pitch Mental Misstep, though, isn't it? Like, I mean, I guess if I just like accept getting keyed. Maybe I'm just over evaluating this. They're never going to fight back because I didn't use my Lotus. Second stock up. Okay. I mean, if I can get rid of both their stock ups here, I feel like I played this correctly. I don't know. It leaves me with not very much going on, but can I really beat double stock up from that spot? Sewers. Well, we'll play that and see if we can hit a key. It's a Flusterstorm. Oh, I guess I probably should have just cast. It's fine. I don't think they're going to negate that. I mean, if they negate it, they negate it. That's like fine too. I should have just cast it first though, probably. They won their flip. Not having dressed down to loop with my Lurrus here feels terrible, but... Oh, is this Snap Ancestral? Or is it Snap Stock Up? Oh no! Oh no! Will they find the line? No, they went Ancestral. No, no, no! Stock Up is better than Ancestral! Oh, they have Pyroblast. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, fair enough. I still think I would rather stock up, right? Maybe not, because you can draw Mox and PO. I think this game was going to be extremely hard to win. They still can buy Lurrus, and they have black mana, so I can concede from here. Okay, that was just going to be a hard game no matter what. I kind of like the way we played it. We almost pulled out a cool one. If we had hit a little harder on our stuff, we might have had a really good shot there. Like, we PO'd for 3, right? And we just didn't really... We got a bunch of interaction, which is not what we really wanted. We wanted POs and, like, chaining that in that spot. Yeah, I don't know. I think I like how I played that out. So... I'm okay. Damn. These PO mirrors are just like they used to be, except there's no Tinker Citadel. That's the big difference, but it's still a lot about first to resolve. Hands that have turn 1 stock up are just going to be so much better than hands that don't. Unless they have 1 mana counter spells. I do think these Flusterstorms look real good here. All right, game 3 again. Cat. Show me turn 1 stock up, please. Game. Please, game. Mulligan. Oh, not like this. Just the 7 and 6ers that don't have any mana in them. No, this is exactly how I lost round 1. I had to mulligan to 5, and then I had to play Volt Key Saga and hope it was good enough. Oh man. Oh, it's so bad for me. God, this is so sad. I'm having so much fun when I get to play the game, but I just like keep having these hands where I am not playing the game. The good news is they have all these Pyroblast and not Spell Pierces. Now, this is an interesting spot because I drew the Mox. We're looking at possible 2 Pyroblasts, 2 Steel Sabotage. It's possible. I don't know if he's going to have the same read as Tandy to bring them in. I think in general, no matter what, like the stock up is going to be a better call here. I'm never making constructs. Fuck making constructs. They're so useless. I think I have a higher chance of resolving this time vault if I yeah, I'm gonna stock up. I'm gonna stock up. I guess if they follow up with trainer and find force, it's kind of bad for me, right? I don't know. It's like really bad I get countered though. All right, I'm gonna cast stock up. I could be convinced that this is wrong. I could be convinced this is wrong for sure. Yeah, they have pyro. Like if this goes pyro into untap trainer, that's so bad for me because I can just take a negation. I guess I could theoretically draw a bauble or a key, and then I could get the other half. So there are some upsides. Because I have enough mana where I could get bauble and still play Vault Key. Cycle Lorian. Okay, that means unless they have a Mox, that means I'm not getting Trainer. But they can still easily have one of their 7 forces now. Oh, third Ancestral game. I'm gonna go 0-2 in my own format. Creator Showdown. Seven forces. It's so bad. It's so bad to go for it. Doesn't get better. Oh, come on. There's no justice. What? Are we serious? All right. We go to round 3. All right. Because this is a double elimination tournament and 1-1 is the lowest score in our double elimination tournament at the moment, I ended up with a round 3 bye. Something about Justin luck. Justin's always lucky. The good news is I did find out that chat does not need to be off for this event anymore. That was a previous Creator Showdowns that I played. So starting in round 4, we will have chat back live. I just won't be using their advice because it's bad anyways. See you for round 4. All right, here we go. Round 4 now. We're still alive. Double elimination, though, so any losses and we get knocked out. We're up against Hall of Famer Gabriel Nassif, Lurrus Deathrite Shaman, Yellow Hat time. This matchup is hard. 3 stock ups is a lot of stock ups. 4 oofs in total, 6 forces, a Spell Pierce in the main, a Fluster in the main. I cut one of my Momentum Breakers, so this matchup is going to be very challenging. Like I said in the beginning, I think I picked the wrong deck for the field today. I was talking with chat a little bit. We think maybe the best deck of choice for this event would have been Oath, just because there was a lot of Lurrus and there was a lot of Fleshraker shops. So we're going to have to do our best, play against a very strong opponent, and see what we can do. All right, chat does not have to leave anymore as we... Oh, thank you, Wizard Cat. Appreciate it. Here we go. We're versing the Yellow Hat on the play. Have a cat, will travel. Let's see what we can do. I just cannot open a hand that has mana in it. I actually have an additional mana source in this game too. Or I have like a strip mine. Oh, this is unfortunate. All right, I'm mulligan it is. This hand's good though. This hand is good. Hope I don't get oofed on turn 1. I think we just have to put back a C. And we're gonna go for Sea Vault Pass. And then we'll do some waiting as Nassif figures out what he wants. Ponder. Fair enough. This is good for us. It'll give us some time to try to resolve some stuff. We ran really hot last night, so it's only natural that we run medium as hell today, right? I'm liking stock up into Time Walk. Obviously, it'd be kind of interesting to possibly use this Lorien Revealed as a cast. But I think it runs into too many issues. Is there a Daze in his deck? This is open deck list. I don't know if a Daze is good or bad because of that. No Daze in the deck. So I'm liking stock up Time Walk, and then we'll see from there. But let's see what we draw for turn. I think if we draw a Mox, then there's actually a lot of upside of going Lorien Revealed instead of stock. Oh god, collect Roof off this Lotus, or no? But can get Bowmastered here. Can get Hardcast negated here. Can get Flustered or Spell Pierced here. That is not a Mox that wants me to Lorien Revealed, unfortunately. Also, Lorien Revealed into possible Bowmaster is just very silly. So I am going to cast Stock Up, playing around Spell Pierce and Fluster. Got forced. Pitching Cruise. Yeah, that's how good Stock Up is. You just gotta force it every time. So I can either buy Lurrus or Time Walk. I'm gonna Time Walk. The question is actually, do I Lorien Revealed? Because I can buy Lurrus anyways. I probably want to hold this Lorien Revealed for a possibility of casting it later on. Through a fetch. So I'm going to play a fetch, and I'm going to buy Lurrus. I have an Undercity Sewers. Unless my opponent oofs me, in which case I might fetch and then use Lorien Revealed. Okay. I have a feeling he has a Bowmaster, but I don't know if I can do anything about it. Vexing Bauble. Plays Vexing Bauble, makes me one more mana for the future. Gives me a looping target with Lurrus. I mean, I'm not doing anything if I might not have other options, really. Maybe I should have just Lorien Revealed anyways. Maybe I'm going to have to anyways. Okay, I'm going to keep this. Yeah, but I don't think I'm supposed to bin it. I think I might need it. I mean, they know my last card's Lurrus, so I basically am just... I got nothing going on. They have full power here. I got my important spell countered, and not much I can really do. There's a Bowmaster in response. Yeah, that makes sense. This is basically why I didn't want to go for Lorien at any point in this game. The way that he sequenced this Ponder just made me, yeah, this made me just feel like this is what was happening. I mean, the good news is they only have 2 cards left. The bad news is they have 2 Bowmasters. I do have a dress down in my deck for what it's worth. And this Lurrus should resolve next turn, but I don't really have loops with it now, so. This is a third Bowmaster? Looks like a third Bowmaster. Oh, that's a lot of Bowmasters. We got outs here, but it's not looking good. Mental misstep is terrible. Yeah, I mean, I think I played this game correctly, but some of these matchups, I mean, basically every matchup today has been very bad for me. I picked the wrong deck for the tournament, which happens. Three is fine. Probably untapping here. Never mind. Buy Lurrus, maybe? Yeah, buying Lurrus here makes sense because then I can't actually block these Masters. Oh, I just missed evaluated what I thought the field would play. I thought the field would play a lot more like Mono White Initiative and Dredge and things like that, but credit where credit's due. I think the creators picked some good decks for this weekend. Okay, did choose to go for the Wasteland instead. I think I would have bought Lurrus. But I guess he doesn't have the black mana, so. Mishra's Bobble. I'm just going to pass again. Yeah, I mean, I think this deck is like generically extremely strong, which is why I wanted to play it. But I could have made my deck better for this field, is what I'm saying. As well as like there be other decks that I enjoy playing that I could have picked. Like I could have picked Oath, though I guess I don't enjoy Oath that much. But like I could have made my deck better against this field. This is just not the field that I expected. Not too worked up about it. Sometimes you make the wrong choices when you evaluate metagames. Normally, I do very well in evaluating metagames, but this is kind of a unique scenario. Sure, stock up. Why not? I want to cast stock up. One thing I must say is that our opponents have cast a lot more stock ups than we have today, and it has definitely been to our detriment. These draws are not it. I'm not actually sure we have good draws anymore. We kind of needed to draw like Natural Volkey, basically. But I'm not sure we have that in us anymore. We drew the dress down, but it's late. So late. This has to be Ancestral. I mean, this is the card we wanted the entire game. Oh, they just have Force Blue card as their last two cards. Sure. I can see it. I don't know. That's just like a deck diff. Also, we mulliganed and did not have like a super strong hand again. We have not had very good hands. All right, so looking at opponent's deck list, doesn't get much worse. There's a Flusterstorm, an Null Rod. There's an Urza Saga in the board, like a beast. I mean, it doesn't get that much worse because it was already so bad in game one. Not having second, I guess Momentum Breaker is not even that good against my opponent's bug deck because they have 4 Bowmasters. So I'm going to bring in Dismember and Bowmaster and Flusterstorm. And I'm going to take out Negation, Hercules, Lantern, Strip Mine. All the cards I put in for this deck, this tournament that ended up being bad. And an Opal. Yeah, I mean, this is still a very winnable matchup. It's not like it's an unplayable thing. But, we do need some help from our deck. Our deck cannot be giving us these, like, medium draws. It's just not going to be good enough in Vintage. We've had a lot of 7s and a lot of 6s with no mana that we had to get rid of. I can't complain though, right? I ran so hot last night. It's almost hard to run hotter than I did last night, so. I mean, it was a bit more of a value tournament than last night, but no pick and choosing here. All right. Cat. Cat. Hit me. like, what am I doing, chat? Like, what am I doing wrong? Like, look at these hands. The only way this hand is good is if my opponent was on Jewel. Like, I have a land in this hand, which is more than previous hands, but it's not good. It's to get put back. It's just I'm not hitting the card. That's a hand that's a hand that has some cards in it. Some stuff going on. Though actually, it's really not that good. I just have no permission. I have to put this force back so that I can play PO for 3 on turn 2. I mean, this is about as all in as you get, and I don't actually think it's good. Sadly, this key needed to be something else. Where are my stock ups, bro? Why do I keep drawing this terrible paradoxical outcome card? I guess I could theoretically put the key back and just buy Lurrus on turn 1. That might even just be better. I don't actually think it is better, though. That's better. I'll just do it. Keeps my force. Are there any vigors in this deck? There are no vigors in this deck. I need stock ups. I mean, the PO is still a divination, but maybe if I draw stock up, yeah, that's fair. I'm gonna fetch a basic island here so that I don't get wastelanded this turn. But I can fetch a black source with this if I want to. All right. We're just on an extreme defensive, sadly. We just don't have the hands. No hands. C go. 1 fluster, 2 flusters, and a pierce. I got punished for fetching my island. Because now I can't vamp and Lurrus. That's crazy. Also, this would have been a vamp target for my key. I'm gonna play it out still. I'm so dead. I'm just so unreasonably dead. I feel like I have 0% to win. Not 0, but like it's real bad. This was kind of bait. I guess it's a PO target. Oof, there it is. I can't even like go for like a Bowmaster loop because if I go for if I can't go for a Bobble loop because of Bowmaster, right? I mean, they clearly have force backup. I can get a momentum breaker, I guess, but I'm gonna be not enough mana. It's probably just supposed to be Ancestral Recall. I mean, it has to be Ancestral Recall. Candy Momentum Breaker is too bad against Wasteland. And I mean, if we're getting paused on this, it's not a good sign. It is not a good sign. If I had like something to bring out my yard, I could get like a Dismember here, but they did have Flusterstorm, by the way. I'm just getting bullied, man. I'm being bullied. I need to be keeping good 7s, not this mediocre 6 stuff. Saga is, I think, unfortunately, too vulnerable. I mean, it gets countered by less spells than Ancestral does, for sure. But I just don't think it's like a powerful enough play from this spot. It's not bad, though. I don't have any problem with you going Vamp Saga here. Well, the one reason to go Vamp Saga here is because my opponent has taken a couple minutes thinking about Vamp. That's actually like pretty good. Okay, so they just negated it. Pitching Force of Will. So they had double Force in this game. So I think you actually probably have to go Saga just because he waited so long on it. I drew Force. That's so bad. Okay. Yeah, this tournament has not worked out for me. Things have not been good. Frog. Fetch. 1 card. Dismember. I have to pick and choose what I want to do with that. You just buy Lurrus. I can't let him draw any cards. I feel like I have to kill Frog. Hope have him buy Lurrus. Hope I draw a blue card. Force Lurrus. Super bad for me. There's a Surveil land? Like a beast. Broken. Graveyarded a Force of Will. Hopefully it's just buy Lurrus. I draw a blue card. Oh no, it's so much better than Lurrus. It's so much better than Lurrus. It's so good. This stock up card does not seem balanced. Why? Where am I? I don't want to draw stock up, but I can't cast a stock up anymore. I think my best draw might be Momentum Breaker, though. But I only have 1 Momentum Breaker on my list because I cut the second one because I thought there would be different decks. I'm punished for my incorrect choices. 2 Momentum Breaker would have been very good in this tournament. Though, to be fair, the 2 decks that I played against, Momentum Breaker was not that good against. Somebody in the Discord was like, oh, I cut all my stock ups. They're so bad. And I'm like, bro, I don't know what world you're playing. Oh, man. I think I can bait him here. Nah, I'm gonna leave it. Oh, shit. Really? I always go face here, right? Because if it resolves, then I just ping the oof. I'm lagging like crazy today. No, Bowmaster on my Bowmaster. All right, I can still replay my Bowmaster though and kill their Bowmaster, but he does get a Brainstorm off. If I get Wastelanded, it's pretty bad. He's pretty bad. This needed to be a blue card, probably. By Lurrus. No, there's stock up. Let me play, please. I don't know why. I'm getting bullied by my own innovations. Stonk up in every deck. It's too good. Oh, yellow hat. Please, mercy. Now I'm getting wastelanded. These draws are so bad. Can't attack with Bowmaster because he drew Wasteland. What if I just attack all? Does that help me in any way? Fox, oof. Okay. I just need to draw, like, not these cards. These were the worst possible cards, right? I have no counterplay at the moment. Still holding everything. When am I getting wastelanded? What is this? Bowmaster on my upkeep? Doesn't make sense. Oh, kill Lurrus. Wait, what? They have double Bowmaster? A double Bowmaster? Why can't I just, like, not draw all artifacts? I see. I think I'd be okay. I mean, enforcing this is really bad, even if I had a blue card. But now I just get double Bowmastered into Wasteland and lose. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I'm gonna hold the Academy for sure. I should have probably used the blue-black land, but it's okay. I've been outstocked. Their shelves are so full. The person who resolves the first stock up wins the game. True? False? Any knowers? How am I ever gonna win if my opponent resolves a stock up? Double Wasteland. Double Oof. All right, I can win the game, chat. I draw Dress Down into PO. No, it doesn't do anything. I'm actually not sure double dress. I'm actually not sure Dress Down into PO actually wins the game. Because I can't infinite turns and loop Dress Down with my Lurrus. Maybe I could because I would have Yogwill. I could Yogwill back. And then PO. I guess I theoretically could. Oh, I definitely can't beat a Resolve Lurrus here, so... If he does have Force, I think him forcing back is the best thing that can happen to me because it actually gives me outs, right? So if he has Force blue card and he forces this back, then I can draw... Okay, we're in. We have winning lines. We have actual winning lines right now. We have winning lines. We can draw Dress Down into PO and win the game. We have winning lines. He gave us an out. Please. Game. Please. Let's go! Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! PO! No! My body. I had so many draws. Stock up, PO, Demonic, Merchant. Time Vault wasn't actually good there. It had to be PO draw through my deck. I'm lagging. I can't even concede if I wanted to. I'm currently not connected to the game. All right, that's the end of my creator showdown. My opponent's probably not supposed to force back, is what I'm trying to say. I don't have any outs after this, right? It's okay. It's lagging so much right now that I don't want to play anymore. GG's. We had a lot of good ones there. We had a lot of good ones. All right. Unfortunate 2-2, but it's not even a 2-2. It was a 1-2 with a bye. I mean, this whole event has been awesome. There's been 35 different vintage streams happening at the same time. Everyone's favorite creators all playing vintage at the same time. There is nothing I've been as excited about as this weekend. So I'm really excited that it happened, and I'm really happy to be part of it. Obviously, it didn't work out for me, but I can't really be upset because I made the blunder here. This was not the correct deck to register, and this configuration of the deck was not the correct deck to register. I was planning for opponents that had more linear strategies like Dredge and Countervine and Mono White and that kind of thing. And I put a bunch of cards in my deck. Hurkyl's Recall, Soul Guide Lantern, Strip Mine. I cut down on Momentum Breaker. It just was not the correct configuration. And then I also there were so many Lurrus decks that were better than me in the mirror. Like if you look at this deck, like I'm okay with playing against all these Raker Shops decks, but I don't want to play against Bug, and I don't want to play against these Breach decks, Doomsday decks, Deathbright Shaman decks, Control decks. I think in general, just too many people playing anti-blue, anti-combo Lurrus, and for that reason, I think I was just incorrect in choosing my deck. Obviously, the variance that happened over the matches today was not really in my favor for the most part. I think our opponent's hands were just a lot stronger than ours, and it does feel like the first person to resolve a stock up is in extreme position in any of these stock up matchups. So that did not go my way, but that's okay. Sometimes Magic doesn't go your way. Sometimes you don't have the opening hands, and I hope you all enjoyed this vintage MTGO Creator Showdown. Thank you to Daybreak Games and Magic the Gathering Online for continuing to support the platform, the streamers on the platform, as well as Vintage. I tell people this a lot. Magic Online and its team are aware of the fact that Legacy and Vintage and Modern are things that are only really playable on Magic Online and that drive people to the platform. And they're also aware that Vintage is accessible online and a cornerstone of what the platform is capable of, and they think it's important that Vintage is alive and doing well on Magic Online, which is really, really a nice thing to hear from my side. And this, again, a Vintage Showdown, a Vintage tournament hosted by Magic Online is about as good of a sign as you can get for Vintage gamers. So more content on the YouTube channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll see you then.